Hi, Mystery Resurfaced here. Today, I'm going to explain a comedy romance film from 2009 titled He's Just Not That Into You. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. The film starts with a voiceover from a lady discussing how a girl always remembers the first boy she likes. As she talks, we see a young boy push over a little girl and insults her when she lets her mother know what occurred. Her mother simply tells her that the boy did that since he loves her. We then see two ladies giving each other reasons with respect to why a person isn't getting back to them. Back before the voiceover grumblings that they need to acknowledge that. Furthermore, perhaps he just isn't that into them. The film then blurs to a date between Gigi and Connor as they hit it off toward the finish of the date. They head out in different directions and Connor takes out his phone and starts calling somebody while strolling away from Gigi. Gigi calls her friends and tells her how great the date went, and even says that she thinks Connor is calling her at this moment. We see that Connor is really calling another girl named Anna. As she's shopping food items and it is clearly not interested in Connor and lets him know that she'll get back to him. As she falls in line, a man named Ben offers for her to venture out in front of him while checking out. She ends up winning a giveaway. Anna is really energized and embraces Ben, saying thanks to him. Back to Connor. He gets to his apartment after the date and meets his friend Alex. He lets Alex know that his date was great. Prior to inquiring as to whether Anna called back, Connor chooses to call back to Anna and Alex does whatever it takes not to because she isn't keen on him. As he calls, we find Anna chatting with Ben outside the supermarket. While she declines his call, Anna is informing Ben concerning how she wants to be a well-known artist, and he tells her that he knows a person at his work who could help her. Anna is excited and gives him her number before Ben tells her that he's married and he can't do this. Yet Anna demands that he is simply assisting her with her singing profession, and she takes his business card. We then see Ben's friend Neil showing up at the apartment. He shares anecdotes about his girlfriend of 7 years, Beth. They discuss how Beth's sister is getting married, and Beth inquires as to whether they'll ever get married. Neil tells her that they shouldn't need to pay for a piece of $45 paper that demonstrates he adores her when he shows he cherishes her consistently, and Beth is obviously resentful about this. The film then scales back to Gigi, who's chatting with her friend Janine in her apartment that is being renovated. While Janine talks, Gigi continues to take a look at her phone. While Janine advises her to stop before the screen goes dark. And we see text expressing that on the off chance that a man isn't calling you, it implies he's just not that into you. A lady who clearly had excessively a lot to drink finds a spot at a table and makes sense of the color ID is awful because it makes it harder for her to hassle the notice dates. Frantic for a call from Connor, Gigi answers her phone in the shower and is disturbed when she figures out it's her mother, telling her that she'll get back to later. We then see that Beth, Janine and Gigi all work for a magazine. Gigi and Janine discuss her date with Connor, and Janine attempts to be empowering about Connor not getting back to her. Gigi is frantic and consider arranging a get-together with Connor at a bar. She realizes he goes to, however rather than going full stalker, Janine persuades Gigi that she ought to call and leave a voice message for Connor. Subsequent to leaving a message and not hearing back, Gigi chooses to go full stalker and heads to the bar she realizes Connor likes. We see that Connor's friend Alex is the manager of the bar and a server named Kellyanne approaches him and discusses the amount she partook in a night they spent together. Alex considerately dismisses her and tells her that they're simply colleagues. Gigi then appears and heads to the bar to search for Connor. While there she talks with Alex, who understands that Gigi is hanging tight for his friend. He offers to call Connor and let him know that Gigi is waiting, yet Gigi tells him not to, previously ultimately conceding that Connor hadn't gotten back to her after their date and she was expecting to run into him. Alex tells Gigi that on the off chance that a person doesn't get back to then, it implies he's not into her, and that recounted instances of cheerful couples that conflict with this rule are the exceptions. Following a lot of time chatting with Alex, Gigi has a revelation and talks with Beth and Janine about how she's the rule, however not the special case. The film then slices to Anna, who is out with her friend Mary. She tells her how she's into Ben, but he's married. Mary recounts a couple who got separated because the husband became hopelessly enamored with another woman. So Anna chooses to seek after Ben despite he's wedded. She calls Ben, However, he tells her that he can't assist her with her career. Upset, Anna calls Connor and the two flirt. However, she leaves just in the wake of getting showered and praises by him. Beth gets back home to Neil and is at her limit. She lets him know that she won't be blissful except if they get married. Neil will not marry, so the two split up and Neil goes to live on his boat. Like before then, we again see a text about in the event that a man will not marry you, and two ladies discuss how great men are dumping you without you even acknowledging it. We see Ben in his apartment, and he gets back to Anna and vows to help her. His wife then strolls in and we see it's really Janine. While she questions in the event that he began smoking once more, Ben denies it, saying no. We then see Gigi and Janine out on a double date, and it appears as though Gigi is becoming friends with her date. However, when he leaves, he won't let Gigi know if he'll get back to her. We then see Mary at her job at a publicizing office. She talks with her colleagues about how she's attempting to track down a person, a date through MySpace, and her associates tell her that is a bad idea. She then calls Connor and discusses a few new promotions he needs to do. We then see Beth with her sister and a few friends as they take a stab at bridesmaid dresses. The girls attempt and cheer Beth up about saying a final farewell to Neil. We then see Anna in Ben's office. And she lets him know that she's drawn to him. He concedes that he's also drawn to her and informs her concerning how he just got married to Janine because she gave him a final offer. Janine heads to their home and observes an ashtray with some cigarettes, which she expects as Ben's. We then see Gigi calling Alex and requesting fellow guidance with her last date. Alex is forthright and tells Gigi that the guy doesn't like her and that if a man has any desire to date a girl, he'll get it going. Alex gets back and talks with Connor about his peculiar relationship with Anna, since the two are essentially dating aside from Anna won't lay down with him. And the film then slices to Anna herself teaching a yoga class that Ben is joining in. The two say that they will simply be friends, however Anna rapidly makes their relationship near bed. When Ben gets back, Janine defies him about the cigarettes. Yet, he guarantees her that they aren't his, and says that they likely came from the construction laborers. Back to Gigi, we see her making out with a guy she's out on the date with. He tells her that he will be out of touch while he's away out traveling. Gigi overreacts and goes into the washroom, where she calls Alex for counsel. Alex replies, regardless of right now making out with a woman, and tells Gigi that she ought to dump the person since he clearly isn't keen on. Ben spends time with Neil on his boat. Ben discusses how fortunate he is that he isn't married, so he doesn't need to pass up being with different ladies. Ben says he doesn't care about different ladies. He simply needs Beth back. Gigi is welcome to a double date with Alex. However, he tells her that he unintentionally got dates stirred up with his friend, so it'll simply be both of them. Janine questions her foreman and about assuming any of the laborers are smoking, and he tells her that not even one of them smoke nearby. Connor has an open house and gets counsel from a few gay guys about how to manage Anna. Then we get an advice from a guy discussing how on the off chance that a girl won't lay down with you following 2 or 3 weeks, then she's just not into you. We then see Anna and Ben having an infusion game together later. Anna consults with Mary about how she thinks Ben will leave Janine for her. Gigi gets welcomed to a party by Alex and believes he's into her, so she gets advice from Janine. Ben and Janine goes out to shop there. Janine makes it clear she thinks Ben is deceiving her about something. Ben admits to laying down with Anna and she's surprised, yet lets him know that they'll manage it. Beth goes to her sister's wedding and is obviously hopeless the entire time and is compelled to stroll down the walkway with a dog. Gigi shows up at Alex's party and attempts to attach with him, yet Alex lashes out and tells her that she's adding something extra to things. Later, Beth's father has a heart attack at the wedding after party and she winds up dealing with him with no assistance from any of the husbands that are additionally remaining at the house. Janine informs Gigi concerning Ben cheating and we see a recounted story from a woman who talks about all of her different husbands' affairs. Ben and Anna go to Ben's office to hook up once more. Suddenly, Janine appears so Ben secures Anna in a wardrobe and winds up hooking with Janine in his office, and Anna pays attention to every one of the unpleasant words prior to stomping out of the office in outrage once Janine leaves. Alex attempts to have a gathering at work, however is bothered and continues to check his phone. Kellyanne talks with him and causes him to understand that he's experiencing passionate feelings for Gigi. Anna returns to Connor and lays down with him in the wake of consenting to date him. Beth attempts to get the husbands in the house to assist and take care of her father, however they're all futile. However, Neil appears and does dishes and purchases food without asking her. Janine returns home and tracks down a bunch of cigarettes in Ben's pants. Then, freaks out and tosses all of his garments on the steps prior to leaving him a note that she needs a separation. Beth goes to Neil's boat and informs him that she doesn't mind concerning getting married, and needs to reunite with him. Anna says a final farewell to Connor. Subsequent to understanding that she isn't into him, Alex appears at Gigi's door and apologizes, and the two kiss. Mary and Connor meet face to face at an eatery interestingly and hit it off. Neil proposes to Beth and the two get married on Neil's boat. We then see home video style interviews with every one of the various characters as they discuss how their lives have changed with their relationships. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.